Well, good afternoon. Welcome to the official bill signing for the legislation that enhances the Length of Service Award program for our volunteer firefighters. This program is just one facet of the overall recruitment and retention program of the Volunteer Firefighters Association and their member departments. Without much further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce County Executive Stephen R. Schuh.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here on this wonderful occasion. We are so fortunate in Arundel County to have an outstanding fire service. That fire service protects people's lives and properties each and every day, 24 hours a day. Now, our service is unique as compared to other jurisdictions around the country because it's a mixed career and volunteer service. Our volunteers provide immense support to the overall fire service, and we just simply could not do it without them, and we so much appreciate everything that they do. And as the Chief said, this Length of Service Award program is in recognition of the great work that they do. That program was implemented many years ago. It's become rather long in the tooth and needed some reform. The volunteer leadership about 3 years ago initiated an effort to reform the LoSAP program. It's taken all this time to get the kinks worked out, but I think we are finally there, and I want to thank the volunteer leaders that worked on this effort for such a long period of time. Craig Harmon, Wiley Donaldson, John Long, Dave Lewis, and Paul Domaski. Thank you very much for your efforts. It also took a lot of work from the county side, and fortunately we had strong leadership on the council to step up and help make this legislation a reality, and I'd like to introduce Councilman Michael Peruka. Thank you.
Thank you. I thank you very, very much. I'm very honored to be here this afternoon, and I want to thank the leadership of Early Heights Volunteer Fire Station for helping us here today, and I want to thank Chief Koch and Lieutenant Mitchie for their hospitality today. Thank you very, very much. I said it wrong, Chief Croc. Excuse me. I apologize. But I'd like to begin by asking Wiley. Would you just help me with something, Wiley? I want you to repeat after me. I want you to say 311.
311.
I want everybody to say 311.
311.
We'll be back to that. Benjamin Franklin was born in 1706. And in his day, Benjamin Franklin, you might say, was the Steve Jobs and the Thomas Edison and the Mark Zuckerberg and the Henry Ford, and you might even say the Steve Schuh of his day. He had a reputation as a scientist and an inventor and an author and a statesman. And he is also known, as many of you I'm sure know, as the father of volunteer firefighting. See, because on December 7th, 1736, Franklin and 4 friends founded the Union Fire Company. There were 26 members of this first brigade, and each member agreed to bring 6 leather buckets to carry water and 2 stout linen bags to rescue endangered property to every fire upon first being alerted of that emergency. And members were appointed to different roles. They were water management and property protection, putting lights in neighboring windows to ensure organized and prompt reaction. Now, the Union Fire Company was immediately popular, and they soon had more volunteers than they needed. And when they reached 30 members, they refused to take new volunteers, and instead they told them to go organize a new brigade, because the more brigades, the more the city could be covered, and it worked. Philadelphia has never had one of those massively destructive fires like Chicago did in 1871, or like we in Baltimore had in 1904. So, in that same spirit of an energized volunteerism and gratitude for that volunteerism, we are here today to celebrate a milestone for our volunteer firefighters, an investment that we are making in recognition of and in gratitude for their ongoing commitment to the safety of the lives of our loved ones and, of course, our own lives. The bill the county executive is going to sign today increases the length of service award program benefits for our dedicated volunteers, and this helps to ensure that we can continue to recruit and retain a vibrant corps. And it establishes some safeguards to save taxpayer dollars against miscalculations in benefits. Now, this legislation, as the county executive mentioned, is long in coming, and after a little over 2 years on the council, I can tell you that anything that really is worthwhile takes some time. So the legislation is something that's been desired by our volunteer fire corps for years, and we want to ensure public safety and also show our gratitude and encourage more volunteerism, and we're doing both of those things today. And I'm happy to be part of the team that made this idea a reality. And in closing, I'd like to thank the county executive for the administration's willingness to work with the Volunteer Association and the council to get this job done. Oh yeah, 311, one more important fact. The council passed this piece of legislation on January 17th, 2017, last Tuesday, which was the 311th birthday of Benjamin Franklin. And now you know the rest. I want to ask the volunteers to come up and get behind us here as Steve Schuh signs this piece of legislation. Please come up behind us. Appreciate it very much.
Okay, signed and executed. And let me just take one more opportunity to thank the volunteers for your service to Arundel County. We appreciate the work you do.
LOSAP is the Length of Service Awards program, and the LOSAP is a national program. Each individual state and local jurisdiction typically oversees the program, such as Anne Arundel County. It is a recruitment and retention tool that the volunteers use in recruiting folks in, kind of like the military, where folks say, hey, if you serve in so many years and earning so many points of credit for your service and your drills, or et cetera, you have the ability to get a service award at the end of the program. Anne Arundel County's program is 25 years of service, active service, as defined within the bill.
And when you say award, is it a monetary award?
It is a monetary award. Anne Arundel County will now have a 3-tiered system. The tiers will be after 25 years of service, active service, you'll receive $300 per month. After 35 years of service, you'll receive $350. And after 45 years, it would be $400.
Is it kind of like a pension?
No.
Okay.
No, it is not a pension. It is a service award for the service provided, for being out risking life, serving the neighbors, the communities, the county.
But it's a lump sum you receive at the end of the service.
At the end of the service, it is a monthly service benefit that you receive, being $300 a month.
Okay.
And if you continue, the goal is having a tiered program. Folks will continue to serve, and as they mature in life, they'll transition from being probably an active riding member, become more involved in the administrative side of the business to help with running the board of directors, running fundraising programs, and things that you need to buy these $500,000 fire engines, $1 million ladder trucks, $1.2 million for a rescue squad, as you see out front.
Split. Anne Arundel County is a combination fire department, and which means that the volunteers and the career are intermixed. My own station, for example, we have a 1 round-the-clock firefighter and 1 daytime firefighter, and the rest is all volunteer. And when it goes out, everybody climbs on the engine, whether they be career or volunteer. And when they get in their gear, you can't tell the difference between the two. We, years ago, the volunteer service agreed to meet the national standards for firefighters. And when we did that, the career service had to do the same thing. So we both, career and volunteer, meet national standards. Well, in order to ride these days, you have to take a Firefighter 1 class, you have to do a hazmat class, Those that ride the EMS units have to do a EMT class, which is 184 hours. It takes a volunteer probably better part of a year to get where he can actually perform as a volunteer with the amount of training that's required. No. The length of service really didn't do anything to that. It just they were the requirements for a long, long time.
Okay.
The benefit was last adjusted in 2001, so we were a little overdue for an adjustment as far as the service award was concerned. Howard County, Prince George's County, Calvert County have all updated their programs. So there's a little bit of competitiveness in trying to find the market share. So part of the recruitment retention program is to be, we'll say, competitive in the market to draw volunteers in and have them join our force as opposed to going across the line to Calvert, Howard, or Prince George's. On the other end, what we did is we clearly defined the point structure for administrative members, as an example. In the previous bill, it really didn't specify the point structure for administrative folks. You just kind of applied what was operational to administrative. Now you'll see a category for collateral duty. And with Chief Graves' help, we've opened up the point structure for the active riding member, where actually there is no cap. An active riding member could run enough calls to get all 50 points that they require.
Well, I think it's the ability of the leadership to work together. I've been around a long time, and there was a lot of animosity between the volunteer and career years ago. But that's all gone away, and it's a good thing. And I'm proud to say that the volunteers work very hard to meet the standards that the career folks do, and I think the career folks recognize that. And for that reason, I think that they both kind of recognize each other, and there's no animosity any longer, and that's a good thing. And I just want to mention one more thing about the length of service program. It was really initiated years and years ago to give credit to the folks that were actually riding apparatus. And then after a period of time, it was realized that there had to be folks in the back of that, administrative people, to support those people on the apparatus. And that's exactly what it's intended for today. That's why there's maybe other feelings around that, because we stress the fact that we want people to ride apparatus, and that's our recruiting tool, and that's what we want people to do. So I just want to mention that was a big part of the LoSAP program, and still is, to get people to ride fire trucks and ambulances.
For sure. First of all, let me say that I live right nearby this particular firehouse, Early Heights, and this is like a community center. There's a great deal of benefits to the community that occur here at Early Heights. I took a boating course with my kids upstairs here in this building. I've been to, of course, carnivals here, and bought Christmas trees here, and I just learned that every Tuesday they have a food truck rodeo, and that's new to me, so I'm learning about that. But so I very much appreciate that aspect of this fire station. It's more than just a fire station. So I became aware through the administration sponsoring or asking the chairman to sponsor a bill regarding this LoSAP, this program by which we really show gratitude and encouragement to those people who volunteer in our communities. And government can't do everything and shouldn't do everything. There's plenty of stuff that we as civil servants even shouldn't be doing, but that's why it's very important that this volunteerism be encouraged, that people step up in the communities. And these volunteer firefighters they're a treasure. They're just a treasure to the community. So, and it has a ripple effect. It spreads out. So, this particular piece of legislation was designed to show our gratitude, and also I think to hone the way the program is administered, to make it to bring it up to date and make it more fair. So hopefully all that has happened, and nothing ever happens easy, as they say. So it took a little work through the council, but I'm grateful that it got done. Well, I have to be honest. There were folks working on it back in the background. Mr. Donaldson and others. Mr. Harmon, Craig Harmon, and others that have been working on this since way before I even really knew about it. When it got to the council, there was, I think you might say there was some politicking that went on, and there was, but at the end of the day, the important thing, I think, is to, again, show our gratitude and refine the program so that it's fair to everybody, and show our gratitude to the volunteers and encourage volunteerism, not just in this venue, but throughout the county, in all manner of venues. There are volunteer teachers. There are people who volunteer in all different manner. People who volunteer at the legislature. That's a community spirit we want to encourage.